Hey guys, today I'm going to do an in-depth review of the Asus Zenfone 2. It has been about a month since the Zenfone 2 arrived at my doorstep. This video is going to give you my real-world experience of this phone, what I like and what I dislike when using it every day. Let's start with the specs. The model that I'm reviewing is the $199 model. The only differentiating factor is the processor, RAM, and the storage. Everything else is the same. They have the same battery, display, and the camera. So this model has the 1.8 GHz Intel Z3560 processor, 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB storage. Since I am reviewing the cheaper model, let's start with the performance. I really don't have anything to complain about. I didn't experience any frame drop when using it from day to day. Gaming was also fine. You guys probably heard that Lollipop is plagued with memory leaking problem, especially with the 5.0 version. I will say that I did occasionally experience reloading of apps when I only had one app open in the background. My last phone, which was the Galaxy S4, also with 2 GB of RAM and a 1080p display running 4.4.2, never had this problem. I did make a video about multitasking with this variant. As you saw on the video, that you can have up to 3 games open at the same time, but occasionally as a result of memory leakage, it struggles to handle even 2 apps. Let's move on to battery life. When talking about battery life, you have to include the brightness level. The phone doesn't get dim enough, nor does it get bright enough. The lowest brightness on this phone is equivalent to 40% brightness on any other phone. The highest brightness on this phone is equivalent to 70% on any other phone. When using this phone indoor, I always have the brightness set to the lowest possible value. At night, I have to use an app that has a screen filter to get the brightness to be lower. In outdoor, I have to use another app which allows the phone to reach its maximum brightness. I'm mostly in indoor locations, so the maximum brightness never bothers me, but the lowest brightness level does bother me. But after using a screen filter app, it's not a big deal anymore. Battery life on this phone is closely associated with the brightness level. Brightness set to its lowest level without using a screen filter app, I was able to get 6 hours of screen on time without ever turning on the power saving mode. Since this is summertime, I use my phone to watch YouTube videos, Netflix, and some web browsing using Wi-Fi. But when I'm in outdoor, brightness level set to its max and continuously using T-Mobile 4G LTE data, I get about 4.5 hour to 5 hour of screen on time. I'm not sure if this particular model has better battery life, but I was never really disappointed with the battery life on this phone. By the way, the $200 model does not come with the 18-watt quick charger. Aside from brightness level, the display on this phone is pretty amazing. It has a 5.5-inch 1080p display. The colors look amazing. If I had to nitpick, I would have to complain about the screen real estate that you get with this phone. The larger 5.5-inch display doesn't have any added benefit. You are essentially getting what you would get in a 5-inch display, but bigger. I know that you can change the DPI level using ADB, but most people would not do that. Now let's move on to software. I really like Zen UI. It never had any frame drops. The phone does have a lot of bloatware. I'm looking at Clean Master in particular, but I was able to disable it. Within the first week of owning the phone, you do have to do a lot of tweaking, including disabling notification from Asus support and other Asus bloatware. I did get Google Play Launcher for a short while, but ended back with the Zen UI. Things like being able to access the notification by simply swiping down anywhere on the screen and having search of app in the app drawer are crazy helpful and convenient. Asus does most of the updates such as messaging and calling app through the Play Store. Right now, the phone is completely bug-free with my use. Overall, the final impression of Zen UI, aside from bloatware, is mostly positive. Moving on to phone calling. The earpiece driver on this phone is crap, and the sharp edges of the phone makes it difficult to enjoy phone conversation. If I'm comparing the audio quality and the level of comfort to the first generation Moto G, the Moto G is infinitely better. The earpiece and the microphone for calls on the Moto G is far superior. But nowadays most people prefer to text over talk, so the earpiece is adequate for taking short phone calls. If you like talking with your phone, then I would highly recommend the Moto G, not this phone. Moving on to camera. This phone has a decent camera, it's better than the Moto G, but nowhere close to the iPhone 6 or even iPhone 5. With that said, you can get some nice photos with the right lighting condition. But the video quality is absolutely crap. The video looks grainy and pixelated. The double tap to wake on the phone is cool, but the phone would wake up constantly on my pocket, so I had to turn it off. Some reviewers were complaining about the top placement of the power button. Since this is a two-handed device, I never had any problem reaching it. And the placement of the button makes it easier to mount the phone onto car phone mount without smashing the power button or the volume button. The placement of the volume button is also great. I never had problem accessing it. I may have been negative on this review a lot, but they are mostly nitpicks. The phone as a whole is great, not only because of the cheaper price, but the experience of using it as a whole. The build quality on this phone is much better than the S5. The silver back on this phone looks great. Some people might assume that it's metal, but it's actually plastic. The fit and finish of this device is premium. The back is removable and there are dual SIM with micro SD card support. The second SIM only supports 2G and the battery is non-removable. If I had to buy this phone again, I would do it again because the overall experience is very pleasing. If your budget is $200, I would highly recommend this phone. If your budget is $300, then you might go toward the OnePlus One instead of the 4GB version of this phone. But this particular model, the 2GB model, is hard to beat. If you are looking for a great carrier with inexpensive plans, check out Republic Wireless. They have the 2nd Gen Moto X for $300. You can get unlimited talk, text, and 3G data for $25 a month. Click the link in the description to buy the Moto X. Right now I have the T-Mobile $30 plan with the Zenfone 2. I put a referral link in the description. I believe the referral link gives both of us $25 of credit. I will have a review of the $30 plan and have a comparison against the Republic Wireless $25 plan. I also have Amazon affiliate link in the description. If I said anything incorrect on this video, please let me know in the comments. I will correct it by annotations. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video or found it informative, click the like button and subscribe for more videos like this one.